difference here. The difference is that in the context of tradition, they find that children have nothing wrong at all. It's not a deficit thing that you want to fulfill, Nothing is wrong. Things are perfect. Nature is perfect. You learn to live with it, simple. So you don't go and... sorry, yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I just have a question that while I was listening, I just wonder, this idea of knowledge recreated through experience is really really interesting. But then I question myself, how if this oral tradition is about to rediscover through the experiences, which makes complete sense.
Yes.
How can you then somehow guarantee the advancement of knowledge? Advancing knowledge is it? I'm just trying to understand if I have to decolonize myself from other ideas of this idea of advancing knowledge is something that we should pursue, isn't it? And how can we advance knowledge if we are rediscovering it every generation, every time we pass it along?
No, see, the first thing that we must understand is that whatever we do in childhood is forming our brain structure. So should we have a brain that is capable of creating knowledge? See, why there is a lack of creativity? So we are very clear that schools are killing creativity. This is something that is very well known.
Yes.
Why do they kill creativity? Is because you are not allowing the child to be in the realm in which their brains are developed so as they are in process, they're discovering. So what I'm trying to say is that, I'm not against progressing knowledge or that you come to know something deeper and deeper.
But how do you guarantee that in the oral tradition?
No, this has been happening. See, another difference that we must understand is that in the oral tradition, for example, if you look into the traditional Indian knowledge system, it is very highly evolved. Very highly evolved. You look at the grammar system that has been, the Sanskrit grammar, or you look at the Ayurvedic system. So there were things that were highly developed, really highly developed, But this is not, and also, see, consumerism is forcing people into another kind of mode of living. So we are actually completely controlled by the consumeristic model that we have set in. So we are not actually creating for our needs. We are creating because that is the way the market will run. That is the way people will make more and more money. That is not essentially adding anything to our quality of life. What I normally say is that we are living in the so-called scientific times, but we are leading the most unscientific life. At the level of living, we are extremely unscientific.
Yeah, true.
Whereas, if you look at any traditional society, they may not understand your science, but they live very scientifically because they know when to eat, correct food to eat. If you look at the psychological stress, for example, we are actually creating this absolutely unhealthy lifestyle, unhealthy life, but we have fantastic products. For example, look at the kitchens. Fantastic kitchen, fantastic instruments, but we don't know what to cook. Simple. Because we don't know, we have forgotten how to cook good food. So I even challenge the notion that this whole notion of development is something that I challenge, because at the level of being human, there has been no progress. The quality of being human, I doubt there is a progress. But of course, there are many more products, many more, all that things. But it has not made us more happy, more wise. I mean, we are anyway, finishing off whatever is left in this world, So at the level of sustainability or at the level of wisdom in which to live, we're completely lacking that, So I think it is time that, we probably begin to wonder about that. Is this, is there anything that we can learn from people who have been leading sustainable lives for thousands of years, See, another key thing that I feel is that, about modernity and tradition is that the moment waste appeared, modernity began. Because tradition is 100% about recyclability. And the moment we left recyclability as our fundamental way of life, we began to generate waste. We started a different journey altogether.
Yeah, agree with that. We are about to reach an hour already. We went through really quickly. It's super interesting. So I don't know if there is any question here in the class. Yes, you need to come forward and talk to.
Hello.
Hi.
I have a question for you if you don't mind. So when you look at children playing or existing, you're looking at them as they are in their lives and also in school systems. What would your ideal school system be if the world could just change like that? What would it look like? Would there be schools? Would children be organized together? Like, how would it look?
Yeah. You're telling that if I'm a dictator, what I will do with the world?
Yeah.
Okay. I will absolutely remove the schools completely. 12 years, no schools at all. But that doesn't mean that they are playing.
Yeah.
They are.
It's 9 hours.
See, what has been happening in Indian society is that all around India, all the villages had people who were excellent in doing something or the other. They were good potters, they were good weavers. So it was not a city-centric, city-hierarchical kind of a situation. It's a modern situation. In tradition, all the villages had something or the other to offer. Every village was self-sustainable. They didn't have to depend on a city. So what I'm trying to say is that children were always within the context of people doing excellent work. They were every time encountering processes of life. They could see somebody farming, somebody looking after animals, somebody making pots, somebody weaving fantastic, saris. So they were always seeing processes happening. So when I'm talking about leaving children free, there is also a thing that they are in the space of people creating knowledge all the time. So here the problem is that we are talking about freedom, but they have nothing to do.
Yeah.
This is the problem, that today modernity, this is the problem, So they have to experience the process of life.
So
the phenomena of life.
A variety
that how
of
life is evolving,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Anyone else?
Okay. Sorry, I was just writing. So no other questions from this side? Okay, no. It seems that you blew everybody's mind. No, it's amazingly interesting. So I'm just to give you a little bit of context. So maybe you can just give us a final word. The idea with this semester is that we will have people like you with different knowledge, different experiences, giving us their input. In a week, we will start a process for design. So
Yes.
the idea with this whole thing is to try to shift our perspectives as much as we can. And as we are a school of design, we will end up designing. I have no instructions for them as to what to design. They will be free to choose what they want to do. They can do physical objects or not. And the main idea is to take inspirations from your words and the other professionals that we will be hearing. We have been hearing. So in that sense, what will be your advice for them? What do you think they should focus or concentrate, or what? I'm thinking not, in a process, in a creative process, you don't make assumptions at the beginning. As you were saying with the children, you explore. and exploration guides and your discoveries guide your endeavor. So from what you have experienced and from all your wisdom, what will be your words for them about this process? What you recommend them to do? Easy question.
Basically, see, these days I go and teach in design schools, but I only do the foundation. I don't get into the other,
Yes.
period. Only foundation studies, I do, and my actually job is first to de-school them, to make them realize that how schools have damaged them, how their senses don't function. So I do three kinds of things with them. I call it learning to learn, learning to see, and learning to be playful. Because I see the potential of design education for your personal transformation rather than producing products. Because if you explore, if the focus is you, your own personal transformation, the whole I find this tremendous possibility in design education for self-transformation. If it can be a fantastic exploration about how you learn, how senses work, how you see. Because after all, this is all about, this is only possible in a design school. Because we are actually, I always feel that design school is like giving you a second childhood, to reclaim your childhood and to recreate you once again,
Yes.
That's what I feel. So, if you don't mind, my personal advice would be not to produce more products, actually.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that's really great.
Yeah, in a process-oriented approach, where processes are understood better, Actually, if you look into my website or my work with potters, I have talked about process design and product design.
Okay.
So process design is something that is very different from developing products,
Yes. Yeah. No, I get what you're saying. I agree completely.
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Okay. Well, I think we should leave it there. Yes, everybody.
Thank you.
It was.
So best. And Victor.
Yes.
They can feel free to call, connect with me. You can give them my email.
Oh, thank you so much.
If
Thank
they
you.
wish to continue this exploration, because I'm kind of a one-man army trying to promote. You see what is happening in that PhD group, no?
I know.
Nobody even answers. They find it very difficult to even converse.
Yes.
But I'm
Yes.
still there talking about it.
Yeah, no, that's the way to go. No, completely. So what I was going to say is that we will be in touch.
Yes.
We will try to share with you what we are doing. Hopefully, maybe we can even try to Skype again at some point if we find the time. But definitely,
Yeah.
we will be in touch. This is not over. This is not
Sure.
all. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you very, very much. I appreciate enormously your kindness, and we will be in touch. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye bye.